Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of guests this evening. We've got comedians from all over the place flown in at no expense for you. And we're going to start. Let's get our first comedian in. It's our regular panelist here. It's none other than Eddie French.
Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you doing, man? You okay?
I'm good. Yeah, I don't know if everybody else can hear you because they're all watching on Facebook. But hello, everybody watching on Facebook as well. Thank you for joining us yet again. Have you had a nice week, Eddie?
I have had a very nice week indeed. Yes, thank you. Apart from the weather and the numbing boredom of not being able to do much. But it's been nice. How about you?
Than that, all right. Thank you very much. Yes. Very good. Yes, welcome on Facebook. We've got a few people watching us already, so thanks for that. Leave your comments and we'll sort through them as we go this evening. But let's not waste any time. Let's bring our next panelist in. It's our regular. She's always regular. Here she is. It's Natalie Smeaton.
Hello.
You're all right.
I am always regular. Thank you. Yes. I'm very pleased today. Yeah.
I always seem to mess up your introduction every week we do it. So I don't know why. It always starts off so well and then I just go crazy and start throwing words in that I don't know the meaning of.
No,
like
well,
equilateral.
You want to use the same ones that you used for me. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Sound like you're
Eddie, can I say, Eddie, your hello to the audience was extremely chirpy. You were like, "Way!" Like that.
I am doing my best to be cheerful.
He's used all his energy up straight away this week. That's it.
Anyway,
right. Okay. Well, we always have a special guest every week. Now we spare no expense this time. We've got him in. He's on a canal boat, I believe. Is where his voyage is taking him today. He's taking his ship right to us this evening. It's a comedian and cartoonist, none other than Mr. Paul Savage tonight. Come in, Paul. Here we go.
Hello. How are you?
You're right.
Hello, Paul. You're right.
Hello. How are you all?
Good.
Thank you. Good. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm all right. I've just been painting the outside of my boat, which means that I've got, I don't know if you can see this, like the worst, which way does it go? Like goth fingernails.
Oh, yeah.
Just covered in bits of bitumen. Yeah.
Nice.
So I look like the shittest goth in the world.
Tonight, so, yeah.
Yeah. Trainee goth, they haven't quite mastered the technique yet. But,
it's a bit difficult to do both hands.
Yeah.
And you're wearing sort of greys rather than blacks as well, which is disappointing. Do you know what I mean?
You need more hours sat at the
really ease into being goth.
Yeah.
Right then,
Raise the blues at the moment and then.
Well, welcome to the show. For those who've never seen the show before, what happens is, as I say, we pick a film every week or a franchise, depending on what we're feeling like. Tonight's film is The Shawshank Redemption, absolute classic, which I have trouble saying every time I say it, so watch out for that. And what these guys will do, they'll give us a prequel, a sequel, and a requel, so reboot, reimagination of the films as we go. We'll do it in rounds. You can vote online for who you think's the best one was. We'll have a winner after each round. After 3 rounds, we'll do a tally and see who's won the overall competition. But before any of that, I'm going to read you a quick recap of the film tonight, just for those who've not seen it in a while. So this is the DVD box that I found online of what they tried to sell the film to you back in the day when you watched it. So here we go. I'll just read this out to you and then we'll see what we all think. Okay, here we go. Few movies capture the triumph of the human spirit as memorably as Frank Darabont's film The Shawshank Redemption, from the same Stephen King story collection that gave us Stand By Me. Morgan Freeman plays Red, a lifer who knows how to cope with the bleak hopelessness of Shawshank State prison, steak dinners, Nelly said. Tim Robbins, that would be a nice prison. Tim Robbins plays new inmate Andy Dufresne, a banker convicted of murders he didn't commit, and who earns Red's respect and friendship. There we go. Andy's resourcefulness brings hope and change to the entire prison. He's full of surprises, and the best comes last, leading to one of the most satisfying finales in film history. There we go. No spoilers with that, but we can spoil it as we go. So,
there is a big spoiler there that he didn't commit the crimes.
Yeah. Did he?
That's quite key, isn't it?
Or did he?
He never explicitly says whether he did or he didn't.
We're getting some comments already. Let's say hello to some people. Roberto.
Hi, Roberto.
Back. Hi, Roberto.
Today they have Scottish drummer as special guest. So Roberto likes
That's a really niche reference, right? So in the early 2000s, there were a couple of bands that came out of the Scottish indie scene. So Franz Ferdinand, Mogwai, and then there was one called the Delgados, whose drummer is called Paul Savage.
Wow.
Now, he's doing a joke there on the Delgados. This is how famous the Delgados are. I'm mates with the other Paul Savage. Like, he's not difficult. He's not difficult to find. We're mates. that level of fame.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's good. Well,
I'm impressed, Roberto.
That is. Roberto usually comes on and just says a load of nonsense that we have to decipher, but that's great.
Roberto likes to research who our guests are and then deliberately misidentify them. As we had Kate McCabe on a couple of weeks ago, and he was congratulating her for the videos made by Milo McCabe's wife, Kate. So,
wow, that's niche.
And and as we all know, Kate is not Milo's wife.
Yeah. Hi, Bob. Any trouble? I am your man. Hi, people. Just for the show, or in what does he mean?
He's putting out. I think he kills people. That's what I think.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's Emo in Martin. Hello, Martin.
Hi,
Welcome
Martin.
Back. Emo in training. A comment here from Roberto again. Let me make everything up with the idea. Then he steals from back of the DVD. So lazy. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, good point, actually.
Skip past that. We'll have a look at the other ones as we go. But let's get straight on with the show. So let's go. Let me get my banner up just to make it all official. We're going to start, obviously, with the prequels this evening. Eddie, we're going to get you a minute on the clock to go first. No messing about tonight. We're going to go straight in. Fastest intro ever, 7 minutes. Wow. Are you ready for this? We're going to
I am ready, yes.
Get cracking. I'm ready for this one tonight. Your minute starts now.
Okay, my prequel is called Brooks Was Here. 1882, White Plains, New York. Brooks Hatlen is born. A poor family, the Hatlens send their son to work. He grifts, he shines shoes, he runs errands, etc. When he's sort of 8 years old. When he gets to the age of 14, Brooks joins a gang. And by the age of 22, they're doing sort of small hustles, but they're doing okay. They decide to pull a bigger job, a bank job, and take their gang to the next level. Unfortunately, Brooks' rather simple younger brother, Jake, insists on coming along. Even with his reservations, Brooks agrees, thinking maybe he could make a lookout or something like that. But unfortunately, the job goes horribly wrong and the police arrive. Jake panics and shoots a cop. Brooks, being the only one who witnesses this, knowing that Jake would definitely not survive in prison, cops for the murder himself and is sent down for life to Shawshank.
Oh, okay. Wow. Right. Very good. Okay.
So story wasn't hard enough.
Yeah, I know. And you all thought I was going to do something funny about knobs on that, but no.
Yeah, we did.
Not this time. Not this time.
No, that's too bleak, mate. That's
not a single knob.
It is.
So this is your chance then, Paul and Nat. You can ask Eddie a question each to try and put him on the spot, put some holes in his plot there, see what you can come up with. So fire
who's playing Brooks in this? Who's playing young 15-year-old Brooks or whatever it is?
A good question. Probably one of the ones. Who's the sort of the one from Stranger Things that looks like he should be in Weezer?
Oh, what?
There's three of them that could be that.
Yeah, I know. He's got the straight dark hair. He's
Will.
Probably the taller one. Yeah. That one. I think he'd be quite good. Yeah.
Right.
If he. Yeah.
Will from Stranger Things.
Will from Stranger Things.
Where's that? We usually have a fact checker on here to find out these names for us, but I've seen Stranger Things. I just can't remember his name. Sorry.
There's a weird thing of roughly that time of doing gangs in New York where the Marx Brothers, that's how they started, were all a criminal gang just going around shoplifting and stuff. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So throw them in the mix as just one of the rival gangs. A lot of wacky shenanigans, and then and one of them does a murder.
Yeah, they're all what? They go, all they could hear was just this weird honking as the murderer ran away.
And there was a harp solo for about 15 minutes.
Yeah. And
All right.
all
So-
the money went missing because Chico went down the pool hall and lost it in gambling. Sorry, Nat.
You're all right. No, it's fine. Keep riffing. It's fine. No, I have a question. So we know that Stephen King wrote the novella that this is based on. Huge fan of Stephen King. I love him. I will marry him one day. But beside the point.
Tabitha will have
Which
something to say about
author?
that, but sure.
I'll just kill her first. Which author are you basing this story on? So I would like to think that maybe you'll get this made into a book. Who's writing it? Is it a ghostwriter?
Oh.
Is Katie Price doing it, for instance? I need to know.
It would be amazing if Casey Price turned out to be a ghostwriter for lots of other people, but when it came to writing her own novel, she just couldn't think of anything. She was like, that's a good question. Would it be, I don't know, because it would be a bit weird to get like Dean Koontz or someone like that to do it.
Yeah,
Someone
Stephen
who's
King
off-
would actually punch you in the balls if you did
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Then do
comfortable
that.
thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that. Yeah, Dean Koontz just.
You see, the reason I've thought that is that his name is Dean Koontz, so I'm making him like the sort of crusty Dean from a 60s college movie.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't the last you've heard of Dean Koontz.
Get me King House.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Haunted house.
He's the dean of every university in Maine, just in case. I'm going to go for Dean Koontz. Why not?
Dean Koontz.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
All right.
Because he's been compared to King so many times, but has clearly had nowhere near the level of success or beloved.
Or is anywhere
adaptation.
near as talented? I'm just throwing it out there.
Well,
there.
That's for the. Well, I was going to say that's for the readers to decide, and I think they have already. But let's let him try and do a sort of a non supernatural sort of human resilience story, and
Right,
see whether
okay.
he can.
We've got another. Roberta's just said this. I've checked the facts, and scissors is fake news.
Oh, scissors. What?
Dean
Dean Koontz is in prison for stealing a
Feeling the
goat.
goat.
Well, that sounds like something Dean Koontz would do, frankly. I'm just throwing it out there.
Don't know.
I do love it. I forgot how tribal King fans can be. I think he's done some good stuff, but I know he's not my boyfriend, so I don't feel the need to defend him every time he does anything. So. Although they are making a film of The Long Walk, which is...
I cannot wait. Oh my God,
be
it's the best
very
thing he ever
exciting.
wrote.
That's
Sorry,
a
you
great
two on this side.
No,
Sorry,
no,
you
it's
two on
fine.
this side. But literally,
It's
The
all right.
Long Walk is the best thing Stephen King ever wrote. I'm
Oh,
going
it's
to show
wonderful.
him. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that was Eddie's, so let's move on.
Yep.
Right, Nat, it's your turn, please. I'll
Okay.
get you a minute on the clock. You ready
Here
for
we
this?
go. Yes.
Go.
Okay. Captain Hadley of Shawshank Correctional Facility is a lovely, fluffy bunny of a man, loved by his family, admired by his friends, and voted Shawshank's most genial, gentle, and considerate employee of the month 3 times in a row. He can't do any wrong. And one day, he notices a small lump on his shoulder, which just keeps growing and growing. Whilst he is feeding the homeless at the Shawshank food kitchen and simultaneously cradling a kitten because he is that good, he notices that the lump is talking to him, telling him to do evil things like lock everyone in the soup kitchen and set it on fire, or chop up the kitten and put it into the soup. The lump reveals itself to be the evil parasitic twin trapped in his body and tells the good version of Hadley he will destroy him. It begins to grow as he begins to shrink and grows so large that nice Hadley becomes a tiny lump, and evil Hadley eventually has him removed by the doctor and pickled in a jar. He then goes on to become the most evil captain of the Shawshank Guards, beats people to death, and is generally a shit. The end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Origin
Nice.
story, Captain Hadley.
That's like that's worthy of the King novel in itself. I think that's
It was inspired by him, yes.
it's a king. It's a king within a king, is what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Like 800 pages of him gradually going mad, and then
Yes.
like just 6 pages of him being mad, and that's
Yeah.
the end. Thanks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Right. Questions
The king
then,
of the
Paul.
middle.
Paul and Eddie, you can question that. Give us some questions. Try and pick some holes in that.
It's not a hole. It's just sort of like isn't the point of Captain Hadley that he's the violence inherent in the system, and that he's rather than him being like necessarily evil, is he systematically evil?
Well,
like the system's evil and he's just a tool.
Interesting fact before I answer that is apparently the actor who was playing Hadley, they invited him to go speak to some correctional officers who actually work in Ohio at the time, and he refused to speak to them. And he didn't want anything to do with them because he was scared that his character was so evil that if people found out he'd done his research with real prison guards, they would assume that all of Ohio's prison guards were like that. So, no, I prefer to think that he was just a supernaturally evil Stephen King character who is nothing to do with how inherently broken the system is and the madness of the power that it's driven to as a captain. But instead, he's just a massive twat. And would be like the Katie Hopkins of today if it was social media.
Yeah. Oh, his Twitter feed would be appalling.
His Twitter feed would be like
horrible.
Piers Morgan and Katie Hopkins had a baby. That's what I think.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right.
Isn't that the third seal being broken?
Yeah, that's when the third Antichrist comes, I think. Yeah. According to Nostradamus.
Yeah. On a blonde up itself horse.
Right.
Yeah.
Did that answer the question? Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Answer the question.
And more. It answered the question and more.
Because that's the Clancy Brown, the actor, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So obviously Clancy Brown is a very distinctive-looking guy. Similar question: who's going to play? Similar question to the one Paul asked me. Who's going to play the younger Hadley? Because that's a look that guy has.
That's
and
very.
It can't be Will from Stranger Things.
It'll be Dustin from Stranger Things.
11 from Stranger Things.
He's got the range. He's got the range, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
In that case, we'll stick with 11. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, she can do it.
Sure, she's good. Hey, she's good.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, there you are.
All right.
We've suddenly turned this film into Orlando, which I'm all about. That's fine.
Right. Cool. All right, there we go then. I guess that's the questions and the answers. Right then, Paul, it's your turn. Your prequel.
So when's the early scene of the Shawshank written? It's like late 40s, is it?
47.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
47
this is about it's about a wackabout sort of like family comedy. It's a little bit rude, and it's set in about 1946 when there is. So he was a golf professional. He was a professional golfer on the tour, and he's now quit and he's moved to a little town to start out as a golf pro. And all the ladies love it, right? And all of the ladies love this golf pro, and so he's trying to not do anything. And then there's a young divorcee, but it turns out she's not divorced at all. She's still married. This Mrs. Dufresne, right? And they start just loads of rats because it's the 1940s. Loads of rat tat tat. Just why, sir? I would think that you're a. Oh, I wouldn't even. And there's loads of just lovely rat tat banter, and they're having loads and loads of like quitty. But if you're here, then. Who's that in the cupboard? My husband. And they have to do, and there's loads of mistakes. And then eventually, on the final episode of the show, they get together for an illicit hookup. And then that's when Shawshank starts.
Oh.
Right, okay.
Seamlessly leads in.
Yeah, it literally ends that day, and Shawshank starts the next day.
That Don't Cry song on the radio, that's the last thing you hear.
Yeah, but it's like 50 or 60 episodes of them just will they, won't they? Oh,
so I've got a question. Yeah, I've got a question straight away. So we discovered during the movie that potentially if Andy Dufresne didn't kill his wife, then the man who confessed to it in the prison with the young man who he puts through his GDQ thing actually may have done it, although we don't really ever get that confirmed. So are you going to have lots of hilarious mishaps involving the man who eventually murders them as well? Is he going to be a theme through this? Because he murders them because they upset him.
He works at he gets fired from the He gets fired from being a busboy at the golf club.
Did they get him fired?
Yeah, it's like, so he accidentally pulls down. He's like, give me a belt, and his trousers fall down in front of everyone. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
what a mistake. I'll get you for this, golf pro. And he's like, oh yeah, really?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Can't believe that one I did.
Hey, you bumped into that guy pretty hard. I'm sure that's nothing. He's not going to come back and murder me.
Brilliant, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I'm getting a sort of vibe of if Bob Hope starred in Caddyshack. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting here.
Yeah. And sort of a bit like I Love Lucy. I want it to be that sort of sparkly 50s, like Leave It to Beaver type, all American.
Yeah, like
all American.
People get a big laugh for apparently going, I'll say.
Yeah.
I think
he does agree.
I think his catchphrase is going to be, well, gee wowzers, trousers.
That's a nice
and then there's like a clap from the canned laughter. And I want when he opens a door and comes in, just for him to be able to just go, greetings, and everyone goes, hey.
Oh, right, we like that one. It's back. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Very good. All right.
And,
cool.
Yeah, so with Elmo Blatch, presumably every time Blatch like drops a tray of drinks or something, you just hear the manager of the golf course going, Blatch, get your ass in here.
Yeah.
And then, so he starts off reasonably nice, and then he's just bullied by the boss of the thing to the point that he murders the golf pro. So it's never the golf pro's fault.
No, the pro keeps on.
Does he even have a name, the golf pro?
No, I think he does.
I think he does, but I'll be damned if I can remember. So
I can't.
I'm sure Roberto will tell us, isn't he?
Yeah, he will. He'll be.
Yeah, come on, Roberto.
Yeah, he's not putting. He put Stephen King also wrote The Running Man. It's a bit of trivia for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He said the Running Man is in
Martin.
the same.
Sorry, that was Martin who said that. Ooh.
The Running Man's in the same set of books as The Long Walk is, which is the Batman books. Yeah.
With Firestarter as well.
Question: have you had your questions? Have you two done questions? Right, cool. Right then, it's time to get voting. But I'll give you a quick recap of everybody's you've heard. This is where I'll give you a brief summary of what you said, if I can. So the prequels for the Shawshank Redemption. First of all, we had Eddie's. It was called Brooks Was Here. It was about a 14-year-old Brooks in a gang. They go to do a bank job. He's got a young brother called Jake. Jake accidentally shoots a cop. Brooks takes the fall for it, and he's played by Will from Stranger Things.
Yeah. Stranger Things are doing well out of us.
They are doing well, yeah. Well, they're hot right now. Those kids are hot right now. Get them in the movies. We got to get these kids in the movies.
Get me Dustin from Stranger Things. I can't afford him. Get me Will. Get me Will from Stranger Things. Can't afford him. Maybe 11. 11 from Stranger Things.
Okay, right. Nats was about Captain Hadley. It was a nice fluffy bunny, I've put. It was a fluffy bunny kind of guy.
Bunny of a guy.
Lovely guy. He was employed the month at Shawshank. Feeds homeless, looks after kittens at the same time. Then evil lump develops on him somewhere. I don't know where. I didn't quite get where. On his shoulder. So it turns out that's his evil twin. It kind of forms and takes over his body, and then gets him surgically removed from itself. And then he's just an evil shit then, and it leads directly into the film. There we go. Okay, pretty good. Then Paul's was a family wacky comedy, like an American sitcom, about the golfer, basically. A golfer on tour. Ladies love him, but he starts the thing with Mrs. Dufresne. They've got rat-a-tat-tat bants, I put.
What he said.
Lots of hilarious scrapes and things that all studio audience love all the way through it, and then it leads directly into the film and the horrific murder. After how many seasons are there? Were there 3 seasons?
Yeah, like 6 seasons.
Yeah,
6 season. Like that's how they used to write sitcoms in the 50s. Just do them forever.
Yeah, that's right. Right then, cool. So it's time to vote. So you can vote on Facebook. We'll get the votes through here, so we can have a look as well. But we get to vote in the room as well. Can't vote for your own. So away you go. Just tell me who you're voting for, and I'll tally it all up.
I am going to vote for His Golf Friday as
Yes. Yeah.
I think
I was going to go for Hole in One.
Hey.
Nice.
I think
Very
simply
good,
for the phrase "Gee wowzers trousers," I'm also going to vote for for our golf pro friend.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for that. It's a clean sweep as well. It's
Lovely.
yeah,
So,
love it.
I was going to throw mine over to Eddie. I think that was the most more interesting of the two there.
Right.
Thank
It was certainly the most earnest.
They're all good. They're all
Yes,
good.
it was very.
It's
All
great
good
as fuck.
Right, let's have a look for our voters online then. Has anybody voted yet? They're usually straight in here, guys. What's going on? Here we go. Josh, hello, Josh. You all right, mate? We're going to get Josh. Josh is going to do a show soon for us. He messaged me the other day, so we'll get Josh on. I think we're going to do Fifth Element as well, I think.
Exciting.
Nat gets my vote. There you go.
Thank you, Josh. Lovely.
There we go. Lovely. Cheers, Josh. Roberto's straight in here. Scissors is fake news. I vote for Scottish Drummer Savage because of Martin Cameron. Yep, okay, cool.
He wears trousers as well. That's good. Yeah.
That's the murder on
Never
the golf.
doubted you for a second, Roberto.
Golf Pro was great. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Like that surname means nothing anymore now.
That's me. That's me.
Can't pay her
Even
off or
turned
anything.
against her.
No,
Can't pay her off. She forgets who feeds her.
that's all right.
She usually just votes for you now every time, so that's good.
No, there's been. Oh, thank you, Martin.
Martin
There's been
goes
a few
on.
times that she's voted against me.
Has there?
Yeah.
They've all gone against me.
Right, I think is Bob still there? Is Bob going to vote? We got a vote from Bob. Going once, going twice.
Go on, Bob.
He'd
Go on.
probably vote for Nat. So our winner of that round of the prequels is Paul. Well done. Yes. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Gee wowzers trousers, guys.
Gee wowzers trousers.
If you want a G Wowzers Trousers pin badge, then write to us at prequel, sequel, Requel. Oh, no, we'll get them going now. Send Paul a what do you call the thing? What's the thing online that everybody's doing? Patreons. They'll be doing them badges after the show. Patreons or the coffee thing as well. Right, cool. Okay, let's move on then. Let's go to our sequels this evening. We're going to go straight on with this. Let me get me banner up so it's all proper. There we go. Lovely. Right, we're in again. Okay, so we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to start with Nat this time for the
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. I did these while I was watching the film, and I was drinking wine. So by the time I got to writing out my sequel, I was a bit drunk. So it's a bit, yeah.
Is it legible or is it?
It's legible, but it's a bit silly. I read it back, and now I'm
like silly. Well, all these hard-hitting dramas we hear every week. We need a bit of silly sometimes.
But you'll have to ignore the bit about that bitch Julie from work. Because to do with it, it's just something that.
God, thank God there isn't a Julie that works for me. There'd be disclaimers all over.
I assumed everyone who worked for you was called like Moonbeam and stuff.
Yeah. Yes,
Nat works at Lush, if you didn't know that.
Everyone had some sort of assumed name.
Right. Anyway, let's get to it. You ready? I'm going to put you a minute on the clock.
Okay.
Away you go.
Okay, Red and Andy have set up a relatively successful hotel and boat trip business in Mexico, and they are doing really well. They get on with their guests, they get on with the locals, and they get on with the wildlife. The only problem on the horizon is the one tourist protection tithy that they have to annually make to the local school of sharks for protection on the reef. 1 year, they failed to feed the one tourist to the local great white shark. The shark, who set up the protection racket, is fuming that they didn't pay them their one human and decides to ruin their business. He finds out from the local hermit crabs who Andy and Red really are after Andy and Red get really drunk on the beach and talk about old times and lock each other in boxes and call it the hole. He then goes to the papers and exposes them to everyone as the murdering scumbags that they are. Red, in a fit of rage, kills the shark, becoming the thing the shark originally accused him of being, a horrible scumbag murderer. He's arrested with Andy and they are sent back to Shawshank. That's my film. There you go.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Wow. Lot to go by there. A lot to write down as well.
The shark.
I was really drunk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd had a bit to drink. I was having a good time.
Sure. A half question. Did you mean tithe?
Maybe I did. I couldn't read my writing. I don't know whether I put tithy or tithe. I'm going to be honest.
You pronounced it tithy, and I quite like it, but I think that's all right. Yeah. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I saying?
What were you thinking? The story was so
what were we
good.
all thinking?
The story was so good that it was so good that none of you know what to say. I can tell.
How far after Shawshank, after the events of Shawshank, so after they meet on the beach, how long? Obviously, they've set up a successful business, so that's a couple of years.
Maggie's just give him 6 months. Nah.
Oh, right, okay.
Let's just give him 6 months. Jump straight back in.
This is still happening in the
6 months. Bloody hell.
I want to see him punch down.
Mid to late 60s.
I mean,
yes.
Just the timeline there, then, because Andy Dufresne at the end of the movie is rubbing his boat, isn't he?
Hey!
And I was thinking, how long's he been doing that for? Because how long after Red got out, and how long he escaped? How long? What was the time? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just puzzling.
Oh, it's probably like 10 years.
Yeah. So how long was he rubbing that boat before Red showed up, or did he show up? We don't know.
It was the arc. He's whittled it down.
You might have been onto his 5th or 6th boat by then. You never know.
Right? Because he could have bought a bit. He could have bought a decent boat.
Just turns them to dust.
That becomes the
sand. Sawdust.
When he arrived,
he's not coming. Probably should have given him more information about where I was coming.
He just
bringing down a boat to make a beach, just go around
with a claw hammer. Use the claw hammer as well. That's what he was rubbing it with. It also has a poster in the hull of the boat, and he just starts smashing. He's gone nuts by that point. Sorry, go on. Questions for Nat again. Sorry, keep going with them. Put her on the spot. If you've got any. That was it.
Yeah. I'm jumping straight in. Yeah, 6 months tops.
6 month tops. Did you have a question, Paul?
Now that they know that they go back to Shawshank, is that the end? Or is it that they then have another bit of Shawshank?
I think that it would be really nice to do a follow-up film with another bit of Shawshank. Why not? Because they'll have a different warden. There'll be a different evil prison guard captain. Maybe the Crow can come back.
See, Matt, what you've done is you've taken the format structure for the first 3 series of Prison Break and applied it to Shawshank Redemption by going, I'm sure we can have a Prison Break where they're not in prison. That'll be fine, won't it?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Back to prison, series 3.
Is it like, what do you call that thing, what they all do in America? Spring break. So Shawshank break. It's just like Red and Andy go wild.
Yeah.
Red and Andy just taking the tops off like cameras. I'd like to tell you, me and Andy didn't do anything wild that summer, but we did.
I'm amazed it's taken 30 minutes. It's taken 30 minutes to get to you two doing Morgan Freeman. I'm amazed it's taken that long.
We never do Morgan Freeman impressions because we know somebody who does a fantastic one. So everybody else's are just pale in comparison, but it don't matter. Anyway, right, let's.
So,
you've had your questions, haven't you? You've had your questions. So let's move on, Paul. It's your turn for your sequel. Are you ready for this?
So the film ends with Andy and Red on the beach, robbing boats, and then as somebody who's doing up a boat and has been for the last 2.5 years, what I want is a gritty documentary of them. And if you've seen any episode of Grand Designs, you know that even really good friends and people who love each other can fall out over a DIY project of that scale. So it's just months of them going, so did you put lacquer on this? You put the wrong fucking lacquer on this.
This is interior only. You're trying to kill us.
Just them putting together things and just go, I did put, because the amount of stuff that I've done on this boat, and then I spent 6 months undoing what I did. I put spray foam into a gap, and then it because it expands, and I thought it would just expand to the size of the gap. But it didn't. It expanded all over my trousers, and then I had to take those off, and then it expanded all over the place. And then I was had to sand that down off the floor. And at one point, I just painted over it, and it looks like bulges, and it's all evil. So it'd just be that. It'd just be them just trying to get by.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if either of them speak Spanish. So
No,
there would just be
yeah.
like the villagers coming to the beach and just being like, "What's with the two guys? The two
gringos over there keep to themselves.
couple of gringos just arguing about boats all day." So yeah, I want to see from the Mexican perspective of what they're of all the other boat doer-uppers on that beach, how they feel about it.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Right. Lovely.
Nice.
Okie doke. Questions then? Nat and Eddie, fire away.
Yeah, so like a lot of these gritty, like documentary style films and programs, ultimately there is a point at the end of them, like there's something they want us to learn, or somebody they want us to learn about who may have looked at it in a different way. Is that the point of this? Are we going to learn that ex-cons can actually, even though they argue, come together to create something beautiful? Or is it just, is there going to be a reward at the end?
Yeah, I think what they're going to do is they are going to flip the boats on the roof and build eco houses out of them. And that's going to be a tourist attraction. There's going to be loads of those because that's a thing I've seen. Is where you basically flip boats on their roof and then make that the roof. Oh, it's lovely. Drill some holes in it. So they will learn that they do love each other and that it's that working with wood's lovely and all that sort of stuff. And they'll eventually learn Spanish. Maybe taking a wee little Mexican girl, raise them my two dads. It's going to be lovely. But they do have to learn some lessons about putting bitumen on your hands, for instance.
Thank you. Perfect. Yeah.
All right.
As with all real and fake documentaries these days, is David Tennant going to be narrating it?
No, I'm getting Dave Lamb from from not Four in Bed. What's the other one?
Come Dine With Me.
Come Down With Me. And also from Danger Mouse, where he's the narrator on that, and he's incredible.
Oh God, I've not seen the new one, but that does sound
genuinely
good.
recommend. I've spent the lockdown living with my sister's kids while she goes off and moves a key worker. We've got a 2-year-old and a 5. She's got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and Danger Mouse is incredible. It's really good. So Dave Lamb's doing it. He's just like, look at the frame. What a chump. It's going to put a chisel through his hand. Oh, he's done it.
I wish I could tell you that. Well, why don't you then?
we got a question.
It's a very good Dave Lamb impression.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to rub your boat? Roberto wants to know. Just a question about your boat.
It's taken 2.5 years to get to the point where I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it'll take a while. If anyone wants to buy my boat,
You'll have to take us on a tour at the end of the show. Towards the facilities.
It's the little flat that lives in London. Come on, it's 35 grand. You'll not buy a flat for London in that. Come on, buy it.
That's true.
That's fact. Yeah. Right. Cool. Okay. Right. That was Paul. So Eddie, we're going to move on to yours now. Okay. Right. I'll get you a minute on the clock.
Before you start my time, I've realised.
Sorry, started.
Sometimes it's very easy to win Chris's vote if you just add a splash of the right thing. So see if you can work out where I've tried to lure Chris over.
Go on then.
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption 2, Assignment, Miami Beach. Andy and Red are having a nice time in Pacific Mexico by friskying up boats and talking about how odd it is to own keys. They get word from Skeet that Elmo Blatch, Mrs. Dufresne's suspected murderer, is currently banged up in a jail in Miami. Taking one of their boats through the Panama Canal, Andy and Red arrive at the jail posing as door-to-door tax avoidance accountants. They get hired and spend 20 years committing fraud in Blatch's name before sending the evidence to the police and going off to cuddle on a beach again.
All right. Okay.
Getting revenge the only way he knows how.
Right.
with maths.
I'm trying to get my notes down there. Right, okay. Questions then for Eddie's. Paul and Nat, fire away.
Will there be a team of hilarious, sometimes big boobied women and men around them both, creating mishaps, hilarity, and sound effects as they go?
Yeah. I mean, they'll be taking a lot of their friends and other former cons who've fled to Pacific Mexico with them and picking some up on the way. So yeah, there will be
like
one.
The Crow could come.
Yeah, could Jake turn up?
Jake the Crow will turn with his extra row will turn up, and then and the Crow can do like the noises and stuff. So they'll walk up, they're about to knock on the door, and the Crow will just go knock, 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 and they'll open the door. Yeah, make doorbell noises and stuff. That'll be fun. Yeah. So there will be, and then there'll be a former female convict who isn't given appropriate clothing and will be a ridiculous distraction whenever necessary.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Paul, have you got a question?
Who's doing the soundtrack for this?
Soundtrack. Well, that's a good question because the score in Shawshank is lovely. Some wonderful music.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the same genre.
No, it's not. I think it should be. It's not. No, I think it should be scored, and the music selection should be done by the same person who did Short Circuit 2.
Charles Fox did Short Circuit 2.
I knew you'd know that, but also the choice of contemporary pop music with Bonnie Tyler's "I Need a Hero" at the end just knows how to put that in. So, and also there's got to be a bit where they're going along the beach in the boat in Miami. There's got to be some sort of Muscles and Girls kind of song
montage.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
To a bit Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, a little bit Hans Zimmer. Not his superhero stuff though, because that's just dung 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 dung, which is a bit Chariots of Fire.
Are we going to get any sort of? Are we going to get any sort of 80s electric sort of pop sounds with this as well? I'd really like that.
For that little montage, definitely it'll be.
What about using the soundtrack?
Thunder in Paradise.
What about?
What a show!
Could you not use the soundtrack to Police Academy 5 Assignment Miami Beach? Just use the entire soundtrack.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, it would be like, no, what will happen is people who get really high will be like, mate, did you know that if you put Shawshank Redemption 2, but with the sound of Police Academy 5, it lines up amazingly. It's like Pink Floyd and the Wizard of Oz.
Deliberately.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's so fucked. So yeah, that's what I want.
All right, nice one. Right then.
Do you want to know a little fact that I think Chris will like just before we move on? When they were originally gonna, they were first thinking about making this into a movie. They were thinking about casting Tom Cruise as Andy and Harrison Ford as Red. Did you know that?
Oh, I did know that.
That would have been good.
I read the trivia today. Yeah, that would have been good actually.
It would have been good. And Kevin Costner was also up for Andy Dufresne's part as well, but he walked away from it because it wasn't. He didn't think it was going to be good.
Any good? Oh dear.
Well, Steve Guttenberg didn't appear in Assignment Miami Beach because he was doing 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which was
I thought you were going to say because he was in Shawshank.
Which was directed by Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
It was. And had a ghost in it, if you believe credulous fools. But yeah.
We'll have to do that on another show, I'm
Based
sure.
on the French comic novel, 13 hommes et un enfant.
Jesus Christ, that's a real deep dive on 3 Men and a Baby. Have we got any more trivia? It's like, also, did you know the man who did the catering was the friend of the person who did the catering on Shawshank Redemption? So it all ties in, I know.
Craft service guys were friends.
No. Can't believe it. That's good. I like little tangent. I'm thinking about Short Circuit 2 too much as well now.
Oh, can you ever think about it too much?
I know. They've never released the score for Short Circuit 2. Isn't that a travesty?
No.
And yet they'll constantly
But
show
you can get 6 versions of Gladiator. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yes, good score by the way. Yes, Thomas Newman was Shawshank Redemption. Very good. Right then, so let's do the voting. It's voting time. Don't forget you can vote on Facebook if you haven't got sidewinded by all that Police Academy talk. What is this show? It's a travesty. Right then, so let's do your recap. So sequels for Shawshank Redemption. We had Nats, which was about Red and Andy running a hotel that does boat trips as well, as they do. There was a school of sharks. This is because you were pissed whilst you were writing this bit. A school of sharks that they sacrifice a person to as
one tourist a year because then they get protection.
Protection racket, right? But they forget one time, and the main shark goes crazy and goes, "Oh, that's it!" And he frames them for a murder they didn't commit. But then Red kills the shark, and they get sent to Shawshank.
In a nutshell,
yeah, in a nutshell. Jesus, right?
When you say a murder they didn't commit, they committed a murder a year.
No, he meant that.
They just did it.
Yeah,
right.
It was protection.
I think is murder.
Yeah.
They fell in.
It's like A-Team, a crime they didn't commit. They did it, didn't they? They did it. I've got a story about the A-Team pilot, but I'll leave that for now. We'll talk that in a minute.
That was always my favourite thing about so all of the GTA games. The story is, you've got to do this guy because he's about to go to prison for a crime he didn't commit, and you're just like, I just gunned down a school bus.
Yeah.
Send me to jail for that.
Exactly. Right, okay. Sequels. Paul's was Andy and Red, a gritty documentary about boat DIY, basically. So you'll have them talking about wrong lacquer put on stuff. Oh, did you do that? Did you do this? And then the locals are all going, who are them two guys working on that boat? We don't know what's going on there. So, a gritty documentary. I think that sums it up. I think that was it, wasn't it? Is that?
Yep, pretty much. I like grand designs, but
I like grand designs.
Kevin McLeod must turn up at some point to just say, "Who's project managing this?"
There you go.
We were going to do it together.
Excellent. All right. Eddie's was basically Shawshank 2, Assignment Miami Beach. Andy and Red. I've put jail in Miami. They find out the killer's in a jail in Miami. The original killer of Andy. That guy. So the posers, I put tax avoidance agents. Was that right?
The tax avoidant accountants. Yeah.
Accountants. So the posers them to put this guy away, basically bring down the killer in the only way they know how, by doing all this stuff instead of
just doing maths for a very long time, and then he gets his comeuppance.
Right, and then they cuddle on a beach at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They cuddled on the beach at the end, didn't they? Yeah. Right.
It's called mirroring.
Mirroring. Oh, Lucas loves that, doesn't he?
It's called mirroring, Brace.
Sorry, I'm not up on your filmic terms. Sorry about that.
You don't have the same pointless degree I do.
Neither.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, I like to get my film experience hands-on, guys.
He got his film experience on the street, Eddie. Got it on the street.
Making all those gritty films I made. Yeah. Anyway, let's vote. So let's get voting online. Vote online, and we'll top that up in a minute. But we can vote in the room as well. So, what do we think?
I'm going to vote for Eddie's because it's Assignment Miami Beach.
Chris Trick worked on that.
Yeah, I don't think your clever trick's going to work on me tonight. I don't think that's going to work on me. There wasn't enough Police Academy. Now, if you just said Guttenberg was in it playing somebody, you might have swung it for me, but I don't think so tonight.
You caught me instead.
Academy apart from the title.
I don't know myself.
I'm going to vote for Natalie because I like the sort of Wicker Man element of just feeding people to sharks.
I'm going to vote
for the harvest.
Well. The folk horror sequel. Yeah, it sounds.
I
good.
genuinely thought you were going to make it tie into Jaws.
Well, you know what? It may have crossed my mind. I drank a lot of wine.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Nats as well. I think there. 3 for Nat, 1 for Eddie. Let's see what else we got here. Let's have a look. I vote Martin Cameron. I vote for the Miami Beach one. Eddie.
Oh.
Way up. We've got a. We need some more votes, guys. Is there any more votes coming in?
Come on, Roberto. Come on, Bob. Where are you?
Well, I think Bob's gone. I don't know where he's gone. Roberto, are you voting? Got to close it down in a minute. If you don't, let's have a look. He's not put a vote. He's not put a vote. Oh no, he has. Sorry, he has. It don't. There we go.
Because he is an expert in votes.
Those 2 years of rubbing were worth it. Oh, there we go. We got Beach Love. That could be.
I'm taking that. I'm claiming that. That's mine.
Which one's that, Gaz? Which one? They've all got beaches in them.
Yeah,
Mine said a
beach in the end.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Brokeback
Redemption Beach. It must be Eddie's.
Yeah, that's mine. I'm claiming
that. Surely, it's bareback redemption.
Oh.
And he's just lost a mark for making that. We'll close it. Yeah, he's put Miami. He's put Miami now just to give us the thing. There we go. So at the end of that round, then Eddie is the winner.
Oh wow! Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Well done. Well, it's all to play for. We got 1 round left tonight. It's all to play for, as I always say. You know, I need a catchphrase. I always think everywhere I need a catchphrase. You know, like on Bullseye and things where they used to go, "You don't get much in a bullseye."
They're really famous
these days.
bullseye quote.
You don't get much in a bull for
the air in these days. I don't know.
I'll think of a catchphrase. If you've got a catchphrase, suggest one and we'll use it. No, we will. We'll use it. Right then, let's move on to the
viewers. They get to think of a catchphrase.
You know by now I don't like to do any work whatsoever for this show. I just turn up. That's why I used to do the
good if it was had work run into it. This is
no one enjoys.
That's right. Yeah. Right then. Okay.
Or rank.
Shawshank Requels. Right, we're going to move on. So, Paul, you're going on first this time. I'll get you 1 minute.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Away you go.
So bear in mind that I've never seen Hamilton, but I get the gist.
Be careful
because
I have.
It's a rap musical, all by the cast of Hamilton, all about Shawshank Prison. So he comes in, and this is how I imagine Hamilton to go. My name's Dufresne. I'm here to say I'm in a lot of pain and I didn't do the crime in that way.
Okay.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of
I'm
that.
I'm in a lot of
exactly
pain.
Like it.
I don't want to hear this constant refrain. You did the crime. No, I didn't. Oh, don't do the time. I'll do most of it, but not all of it. Along like that. Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's that. And then all of your favourite different rappers play different things. So Red, he's going to be played by LL Cool J, and Dufresne is played by one of the Beastie Boys, and the Crow in the Pocket is going to be played by DMX.
Nice.
DMX, right.
Give it to you.
All
I love
right,
how
cool.
you're writing that down. Look, it's well.
That's right. I've got to put as much info as I can get down, surely. For these. Right then. Okay, questions then. Eddie and Nat, go for it. What have you got?
Are you? Is this going on to Broadway as well? Are we going to see a live stage musical version of this?
Yeah. It's all on one stage, and there's loads of bits. The Heartbreaking Lament. Brooks was here. And then there's some happy bits.
Afterwards,
I'm trying to remember what happy bits were from the movie, but I presume there'll be some happy bits.
Oh, the bit where they drink the suds on the roof, you know. That's
That's
nice.
nice.
Buds
Yeah.
on the roof with my buds and some truth that we're laying down, spitting rhymes.
I have to
We're
say
all sat here because we did some crimes. Whoa, it's gonna be great.
those beers are some of my favorite looking beers in cinema. They look absolutely delicious. Them
They do.
and the one at the end of Ice Cold in Alex. Those two beers just look
they're like the
stunning.
the sort of the idea of a beer when you just hard work and they're cold and
They look absolutely wonderful. However they made them look that good, it's genius. But
if you've got a favorite movie beer on Facebook, let us know. If you've got a favorite movie beer on Facebook, put your comment. Just keeping in with it, with the commenters. Have you got questions, or are we just going to talk about beer?
I've done mine.
You've done yours.
I've done mine.
I don't think I've really got any questions. It's pretty cut and dry as to what it is. It's straight out, it's good. I'm just wondering. I mean, it suffers from the same problem as Hamilton in that there are essentially no female characters of any great note.
Yeah. Well, in this one, his wife gets to come back as a ghost and rap at him.
Oh no, Missy Elliott.
Nice.
Right. Okay.
She's good.
I did actually pose that question, Eddie. Sorry, it's going to get slightly serious, but I do apologise. I did pose that question once to somebody in a discussion about equality and talking about the fact that Hamilton casts like a multi cultural cast. It's really inclusive with regards to it casts people who are right for the part, not what the colour of their skin is. But the fact that actually the women are still essentially just a love interest, and that's all they are. They're just in love with Alexander Hamilton. That's it. But they did point out to me very rightly that actually we should be celebrating the fact that the musical was the first musical to cast things like a black George Washington and a black Lafayette and things like that, and celebrate the inclusivity of the whole thing rather than pointing out that there aren't big parts for women. So I'm just throwing it out there because it may get back to her one day, and she And with the current Black Lives Matter movement, I just wanted to put that into the conversation.
Sure. No,
sorry, I wasn't picking on you.
If your feminism isn't intersectional, then it's trash.
So I totally agree on that front, but I would also say that it can't be that radical if all the money coming for it is from the Broadway establishment, because they permitted that to happen.
And it is ultimately as well about Eliza. But when you get to the end, the very end of the musical, the very last song, they reveal that it's all about Eliza, and then it all makes sense. You should watch it. Get on Disney Plus. It's very good.
Well, speaking back to Police Academy 5.
Yeah.
Boobies.
I love how you went back to a thing you were more comfortable with.
You've got strong female characters in Police Academy 5. You do.
Police Academy 5 passed the Bechdel test.
I just want to throw that in there.
I actually do. Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think Police Academy 5, Assignment Miami Beach, is deeper than people are ridiculing it about.
I love how much you love this movie. I love how much you love this movie, Chris.
The seventh one's shit, don't get me wrong. Mission to Moscow is just trash, I'm sorry, but
just throwing it out there.
But anyway, let's crack on. We've still got more stuff to do. I thought we finished. We haven't. We've got another round. Right, hang on. We right. That was Paul's recall then, so we're on to Eddie's recall now. Yes. Shawshank Redemption. Here we go. Okay. Go for it.
Not a lot needs to be done to the film. Some women at all would be good, but I think the most successful reboot or remaster of it would be a sort of a DVD box set where, with deep fakes, you replace Morgan Freeman with a series of other people that mediocre white men think they can impersonate really well. So in the role of Red, so there'll be one of them where it's just it's Nicolas Cage, one of them it's Christopher Walken, one of them it's Sean Connery, one of them it's Brian Blessed,
Jimmy Savile.
Oh, can somebody, Eddie?
Everyone thought they had a Jimmy Savile impression.
Eddie, can you please do a red line?
He's still doing his pitch. He's still doing his pitch.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I'm
okay.
not. It was just a list of people after that.
Oh, is that it? Is it done then? Is that?
You
I didn't want to.
essentially got the idea. Yeah.
I
yeah.
want. I really
okay,
want
all right,
Eddie.
all right.
Eddie, I really need to see you. This is not my question, but it is my request. I really need to see you do one of Red's lines as Brian Blessed, please.
All right.
Okay.
I'd like to tell you that the sisters left him the fuck alone, but they didn't. They buggered him again. Right up his arse.
Your friend's alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you. That's all I
Right.
needed. Thank you very much.
Was that your? That was your question. Okay.
Get you a bag of reefer if that's your thing. Whoa.
Right.
There's
Okay.
a guy with a con like me in every one of the jails. Wow.
Yeah, they're getting
Bottle
worse,
of brandy, you
aren't
know.
they? They're getting worse. Really, are they? You've illustrated your point very accurately. Paul, have you got a question for Eddie, or has he
Yeah,
said
who was
it
the
up?
last one supposed to be?
I was Walken.
Yeah.
It was Jeffrey Walken, Christopher Walken's less successful brother.
You asked me who it was supposed to be.
Hey,
You
Chris.
didn't ask me how successful I was at it.
Hey, I'm the other Walken.
Yeah, you asked my intention, not my results.
Sure.
But yeah, that's what it was.
You
It's
got
for
there,
me
you nearly got there.
then to impersonate.
Apparently, Roberta's just saying your impressions are from pornos.
Oh, right.
So I don't know why he said that.
Well, Slice Stallone, Italian Stallion, he's done a porno, so we could have a Stallone one as well.
Yeah, very good.
Who
Who was that?
I created a monster.
That was Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
After being hit in the face with the frying pan.
Christopher Walken.
Good. All right. Right now, it's your turn. Your recall, please.
Okay, so as a lifelong and huge Stephen King fan, this was the very first adaptation of any of his works that was good. Like everything before that had been shit on a stick. And then the Shawshank Redemption came along and it was incredible. And there's literally nothing I want to change about it. The entire thing reflects the short story, the novella, precisely in the way that I felt it should do. I think really the only thing I would change is Stephen King does like a cameo. Like he's a bit like Stan Lee. He does like a cameo. So I would love to have seen Stephen King as a cameo in it somewhere. You know, maybe more sharks. They felt a bit underrepresented. But other than that, that's it. I can do nothing. Yeah. I could do nothing but love this movie, which was, you know, The Green Mile came not long after, which is a fantastic adaptation from Stephen King, and The Mist, which is amazing. But it was the first person, Frank Darabont was the first director who took a Stephen King novel and made it as good as the book is. So I can't change it. Just stick King in as a cameo. Give me a shark, maybe. I'm done.
All right.
Shark tower in the roof. Shark in the hole.
Did you not like Pet Sematary then? Were you not a fan?
The original Pet Sematary.
Stand By Me, yeah. Stand By Me.
I liked Stand By Me. No, I liked Stand By Me, but I felt that
Careful. You're gonna go.
I enjoyed it.
I was going to say you're going to get
it.
letters, but you're not going to get letters.
You're not gonna get. You'll just get Roberta going, I love Stand By Me. I see it in Italy.
I will not stand by you, cat.
I stand by everything. It is what we do in Italy. We are a standing pit. That's Brian. That's Christopher Walken, by the way.
Yeah, again.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Do you Richard? Can you do Richard Dreyfuss? Hi, it's me.
Richard Dreyfuss is alive.
When we heard the name Chopper, sick balls. There you go.
But no, Stand By Me was good. I'm not saying that Stand By Me was a terrible adaptation, but it wasn't as close to the original story as this is. I didn't think it really encapsulated what Stephen King was trying to say, whereas I think The Shawshank Redemption does. Or as it is called in the book, The Rita Hayworth of The Shawshank Redemption does. And it was nice that it wasn't a supernatural one. Anyway, I'm going to stop.
Strong words there, Smeeden. Strong words. Don't know how many people are going to agree with you there. All right. Have we got any more questions for the Stephen King denier, Nally Smeaton?
Where is the shark going to be?
Are you being
role is he
sharkish?
playing?
Because sharks are
No,
very
we-
capable these days. I
just
can't
want to know
believe you
which one he's
even.
playing.
Oh, right, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, no, that's fair enough.
I'd
Well,
like
first,
it if he just opens his pocket and instead of there being a baby bird,
there's a baby
there's
shark.
Don't
Do,
No,
do,
a
do, do,
9
do,
foot.
baby shark. Do, 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 do,
no,
do,
there's a
do.
9-foot shark that comes out.
You're still
And eats the
feeding
tiny
it
maggot, yeah.
tiny maggots.
Nah, you've caused the right stir on our comments.
Yeah, no,
Misery was
Mandy.
good.
I'd like to point out, Mandy Misery was good, but I'm not sure that it was. I don't think it was made before the. I don't think it was made before the Shawshank Redemption, and I'm not going to say anything about the Dead Zone. That's where I'm going to leave that because that wasn't
Dead
that
Zone
great.
is hugely entertaining.
Misery was
I'm going
made
to check.
before.
I don't think Miss.
Misery
Let me
was-
see.
Misery was made before Shawshank.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely.
Oh, I think it might have been the
Lower
year
budget.
before. Let's have a look.
No, it was definitely before.
Let's have a look. I'm trying to. Hang on, my Wi-Fi is not very good. Where's our fact checker?
Oh, and of course, we're forgetting the big one,
Shining.
Shining, and it.
Yeah, but The Shining's nothing like the story. The Shining's nothing like the book. Have you ever read the book?
It was a TV
Shining's-
series, technically.
Yeah,
so-
The Shining is nothing like.
This is our most
Even-
explosive episode yet.
No.
Even Stephen King said The Shining was nothing like his book. They're completely different stories. Yeah.
You need to know your audience, Nat. You see, I mean, nobody's arguing about Police Academy 5 on here. You know, everybody agrees.
No. Everyone knows what a stone cold classic that one is. It's like, everyone's talking about Police Academy 5 like straight out of Compton. They're like, well, there's no denying that one. Whatever you think of anything else, that one is.
Mandy's on the case.
Go.
1990.
There she is. I am Andy.
She's not talking to you now because she's like,
She's not, is she? Misery was very good. I mean, it won Oscars. There were,
All
at
right,
the very
let's-
least, there were Oscar nominations, weren't they?
Right. Okay. Let's get to the controversial.
kicked
No,
off
we're not
then.
gonna read that. Oh, we're going to read that. Police Academy died with Mahoney. No, no, Gaz, it didn't. It didn't, Gaz. We're going to do a Police Academy. We're going to do a Police Academy special. Mark my words.
Police Academy, a
It's going to be
retrospective.
7 hours long, 1 hour for each film. We're going to stay on here and we're going to sort it out. Not tonight.
And then we need probably an hour and a half for the cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the
There's
comic
a
book series.
cartoon.
There's a comic book.
Police
Book series.
Academy, the series. Hooray.
What's going on?
You know this? There was a live action TV series as well with.
You've
Mortimer
got to be kidding
Jones in it.
me. Come on now.
Michael Winslow was in it. Yes. Anyway, right then, you're right. Police Academy 5 does need a Stephen King cameo. Martin, I just read that. Let's do the recaps then for the recall.
You know how
Sorry,
much-
it gets even worse.
just point out how much Mandy McCarthy really enjoyed Misery. If you get her comment up on screen, Chris.
Which one? 1990.
No, I went into labour watching it.
Oh yeah.
Flipping
All right.
heck.
How good
Whoa.
Misery
Mandy.
was.
Wow.
Flipping heck, Mandy.
Were you tied to a bed while you were like you were in film?
But Mandy watched
With the
Misery
kneecaps.
and then was immediately put in birthing stirrups, which must have been fucking terrifying.
She did have her kneecaps broke though when she were
Jeez.
in
Oh,
labour.
yeah, that's true, yeah.
Is that what they did back then?
Mm.
She's gonna kill me.
They-
Gonna kill me
the
for
wise
saying that.
woman burned some herbs over
Oh,
her.
God. Right, let's move on before we all get thrown off here. Right.
We're banned from the entire internet.
Oh, Edward Scissorhands. Good.
We won't be here next week. We're taking a sabbatical while we think about what we said. Right then,
Well,
so the
we're in
requels,
court.
for the Shawshank Redemption were as follows. So Paul's was basically the cast of Hamilton. It's a rap musical. It's got all your favourites, such as LL Cool J playing Red. Andy Dufresne played by one of the Beastie Boys, anyone you like. And what else have we got? It's basically the raps are all about the plot of the movie, basically. So you've got the nice bits and the nasty bits, as we said. Eddie's was basically you get Morgan Freeman out of there and you deep fake him with the people who are impressionists or specifically white impressionists who think they can do every voice under the
The
sun.
ones that mediocre white men think they can do impeccably. And
There you
generally
go.
can't.
Like Walken and
All the
even
ones that we're
Morgan
doing.
Freeman. All the ones you were
All the
doing.
ones
All the ones
doing
that
it,
you
yeah.
proved it is more difficult than it looks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're
Um,
tough. They're tough.
Yeah, and then Nat's was basically nothing changed except she just wants a Stephen King cameo More sharks, 100% more sharks in there. We don't know where they're going to be. We didn't find out. Did you have an answer?
I quite like the idea of it being in the pocket. Actually, thank you for that. I'm going to steal that. Yeah.
Or in the water at the end where they.
The government asking if they can either that or that's Andy's letter writing campaign. We're going to open up the aquarium. Brooks needs help in there. We need sharks in there. Sends letters and gets sent $500 a year for sharks.
Right. Okay. Right. It's time to vote. Then let's get voting. Come on. You've heard your recaps. Let's have your vote. Get voting. While we're voting, I just want to point out that the guys are still talking about Police Academy. Guy replaced Mahoney in Miami Beach needs Hobley. No, he wasn't replacing Mahoney. He was just, the quirky comic relief. Scissors and Cat.
Scissors and Cat, the same, but Cat better. But I vote for. He did rap. So why not just on? Okay, well you've got his vote somehow.
You've got the vote. Somehow. You got the vote.
That's so rude. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Somehow you got his vote.
Can someone just check that Roberto can't smell burning toast?
He'll say something about Italian toast is the best toast in the world in a minute. Right, okay. Let's vote in the room then.
I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote for Paul. I think because because it's such a. If you were going to reboot it, you'd need to do something very, very drastic, so as not to. Yeah,
I'm going to vote as well for Paul's. Yep.
Yeah, me too. Because
halfway would potentially damage it, but if you do it far removed, it becomes a different thing.
I love Hamilton, so I'm going to vote for you. Yeah.
3 votes for Paul. Are you voting for Paul?
My vote doesn't now matter, so I'm going to vote for Chris just for being.
Oh, what?
Yes.
What a loser!
I finally got a vote after all.
Now you've done it.
Let's see.
Yay! Thanks, guys.
Sharks. There we go. Sharks. Hamilton all the way. Yeah.
Oh, I've not had a single vote off her tonight. I'll remember this meeting.
You said earlier it's because you hadn't fed her or something. Have you been?
No, I won't feed her now. I said she forgets who feeds her. I won't feed her now.
Martin's voting for Sharks.
Thank you, Martin. I appreciate the shark vote. As do the Sharks.
Roberto's on about his toast. I knew he would be. Never burn my toast. I'm chef. Always a chef. Yeah, we found that out about him. Yeah. How dare you insult me? I now vote for Cat.
Thank you, Roberto. I appreciate your vote.
There's no backsies. Sorry, Roberto. You already cast your vote.
Damn it!
Yeah. I think that's all the votes. Is Mandy not voting after she was so vocal with her?
I might have upset her.
Yeah. I think. Look, I've upset her. Oh.
Did she miss what Eddie said? Eddie also said something naughty.
Eddie said she wasn't funny in a stand-up, and that's a worse crime.
But every time Mandy hears me say something awful about her, she probably just washes over.
Thank you, Roberto, for voting on Mandy's behalf there.
Oh, Martin said I was going to vote for Eddie until he's brand blessed.
Wow.
Right, I think all the votes are in. So let's have a look. Let me just quickly total this up. I think Paul is the winner. Paul is the winner, which means winning the prequel and the requels tonight. Paul is our overall winner of the evening. You've won a place in the prequel, sequel, requel Hall of Fame that has just been established by me because we never have anything with anyone. So well done. We'll invite you back, obviously, for another go somewhere along the line if you want to come back.
It's been really fun.
Oh, thank you so much for coming and doing this. Let's give Paul another round of applause.
It's been great. Thank you, Paul.
Let's say thank you to everybody who came on Facebook and voted tonight. It'll be a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you very much for coming on there. Let's do some quick plugs before we say goodbye. Paul, have you got anything you want to plug? You do your cartoon and everything, don't you? You're a cartoonist.
Yeah, I do cartooning. So they're on Comedy Savage on Twitter, and my Facebook is my website's called PaulSavageComedy.com, which I'll be putting some new ones on there. And I'm about to do a Kickstarter for a new book of those. So I'm going to be launching that. Ooh. So check out my Facebook, which is Paul Savage, or my Twitter, which is @ComedySavage, where I'll be announcing those. And I'll probably have to get an Instagram.
Get an Instagram. It's where all the cool kids are at the moment.
Yeah. So look out for that at some point.
Cool, excellent. So you can check all out on the links. I'll put some links in the comments so they can catch up on those. Nat, have you got anything to plug?
No, I just come and see you guys, and that's it. And work at Lush. Yeah, I did meet Darth Vader today, and I met Chewbacca, and I sent you both a photo. So that's all I'm saying. I've got connections.
Cool.
So
I actually did meet them.
Exclusively non-toxic ingredients in their soap.
Exactly. Darth Vader really appreciates a vegan and cruelty-free bath bomb. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, we just right. Any of you got anything to plug?
On Wednesday, we've got Popped Culture on my Facebook page, which is Eddie French. Chris and Tom, team captains. We've got Emma Tidswell joining us and another guest to be confirmed. IC News podcast from Sam Gore, which also features Chris, myself, and Tom King sometimes. And Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast available for free wherever podcasts come from. There are so many of them, and there's a couple of them which include me playing it as well, but it's a lot of fun for all the family, that one. Everything else don't play the family, but that one you can.
Very good. Very good indeed. As always, Discount Comedy, check out Improv Group. We've got shows online you can watch. We'll be back gigging in October. Tickets are on sale for our October shows now. And as far as Prequel, Sequel, Requel goes, we'll be back next Sunday night, 8 o'clock. We love having you here. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming and watching every week.
Moment, Chris.
Oh, go on.
Gaz Smith has got a question. When's Star Wars Prequel, Requel, Sequel getting done? When we do Star Wars?
Jesus, we'll be here all day for that one.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do.
Hasn't that technically been done?
I mean, yeah.
Didn't George Lucas do that for you?
Yeah, they very much beat us to it over 20 years before the idea to do this even came up. So yeah,
maybe we'll have a big chat about Star Wars so we can all annoy each other.
We'll do something Star Wars related, I'm sure.
God, we'll never finish it being a marathon. Anyway, we could just do an open forum. We'll just start a Star Wars talk up and just say, "Here's the room link. Come on in." We'll just see what happens. It'll be fun. Anyway, let's finish this show. Thank you so much again for supporting us. Coming on. We'll see you again. Thank you, obviously, to Paul for being our guest tonight.
Yes, thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Thank you, everybody. Wave, smile, and wave. Thank you, and good night.